That night that the market house got stuff thrown into the windows and someone got caught on fire. That was the anger and the hurt that people have been feeling for over 400 years. And for our youth and our generation that's coming up, right? How do they deal with trauma? That is the question, and that's what we should be looking at. How do we deal with the trauma and heal? Because we're not healed. That was the perfect example of not being healed. George Floyd dying, and then to still be able to look at this trauma place, knowing that your ancestors were sold here. How do we heal that way? We can't heal that way if we don't remove the things that hold us in bondage. And this market house holds people in bondage.
What do you propose as the best strategy for the building?
Well, first let me go rewind. The only reason why we have city council members that also are a problem with is a part of the white supremacy thought process, as well as not moving forward for the systematical racism that we still have in the city of Fayetteville. Okay, so that does still go on. We still have Driving While Black issue now, even now after 9 years. Okay, and they failed to implement the actual factors such as the Citizen Review Board to have transparency with the police. And they also failed to implement factors of having maybe even an African American board or a racial equity board with the citizens in, so you can have transparency. So I feel like because of our leadership that we are in now and those that have been there for many years that hasn't moved anything, they want it to be a museum because they have businesses that are here that will actually prophesize off of it. And that's the problem I have, because as a public servant, that's not what you're supposed to do. So having your own individual bias on something this big, it should not exist as a public servant, because you're supposed to do it for the people. And if this is a trauma and something that's causing trauma for the people, that's what we should look at. But when we have white supremacists on our city council, this is why we haven't moved. I think it should be repurposed. I think it should be removed because, as I said, there's certain states and cities that have already removed the monuments that has been given trauma for years. Confederate monuments and monuments that shows that, hey, you were in bondage. So why are we still waiting for this to be removed from our city when we have other cities that have already done it, including Raleigh?